Hi, I'm Daylon. I'm the founder of Curious Co, and we help mid-career professionals to transition into the field of user experience design and product management. And we are on another session of Coaching Question of the Month. I'm so glad that you are joining me here today. And today I'll actually like to talk about the question that will determine what is best for you in terms of helping you make that career transition. Right? So we all agree that before you make a career transition, you have to acquire the necessary skills. But there are so many different ways to acquire the necessary skills. For example, you could be taking an online course, or you could actually go into a boot camp, or you could actually take a degree, or even try and wing it by doing your own self projects and freelance projects. So that's also an option as well. So if you kind of think about all these options, you first have to ask yourself this coaching question. How do I learn best? How do I learn best? And there are actually 4 types of learners, as it turns out. There's the visual learner, right? Someone who loves watching videos and learning from videos. You might be a visual learner. Then there is the audio learner. And you just have to notice if they're sitting in a class, are they actually looking at the slides and the lecturer, or is their ear paying attention to what the lecturer is saying? For example, I'm an auditory learner. I love listening to audiobooks. And the third type of learner is the kinesthetic learner. And the kinesthetic learner is someone who loves to use their hands, needs to do something, needs to learn by doing, right? I'm also a pretty big one in terms of a kinesthetic learner. So that's something I'm good at in terms of auditory and kinesthetic learning. And last of all, there is this learner which is great at reading and writing, right? So if you see someone in class, they're writing notes, and then after class they go to the library to research more on the topic itself, you know that's someone who's like good at reading and writing. And it's called VARK, right? So visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. I got the order a little jumbled up, but so you get the idea over here. So if you think about making a career transition and you're acquiring new skills, right? If you know what kind of learner are you and which are you stronger at, this will actually help you, because if you're going for an online course, chances are it's just very visual and just very auditory, and maybe that's not going to help you as much because you don't get as much practice by doing, right? And if you enjoy reading and writing, of course you can go read books and acquire the necessary skills from reading books, but that's not for everyone either. So that's the first coaching question you got to ask. And a follow-up question, a bonus question for this is, do you enjoy learning alone, or do you enjoy learning with other people? Some people enjoy learning with other people because if you think about it, your peers can inspire you to do a lot better than what you can do and achieve on your own. If you imagine going into the gym, and then you see a bunch of really motivated people working out and they're all really ripped, right? Well, that can really inspire you in the gym, or it can really deter you and make you feel less motivated. Either way it goes. But for people who are determined to make a switch, to make a change, well, I would think that would inspire them a lot. So having peers who are in the same situation as you get that kind of camaraderie, as well as you feel that inspiration and the motivation when you see them achieving their goals. You're like, okay, can I actually do this? Because I just saw someone in my class do it. Yes, I can do it, right? So that's something that you leave with. And then you need to ask yourself another follow-up question, which is like, do you actually need someone to pace you, right? So if you have someone who is like a coach, they are accountable to your success, right? They are pacing you, they're telling you, okay, go a little further and stretch yourself a little bit more. And if you have a coach and a teacher in your progress of making that transition, and if you think that you are someone who actually requires that, that is actually going to help you so much versus you trying to plan for an entire year of like self-studying. And a lot of people do lose steam trying to self-study, transitioning into UX design, transitioning into product management. That's a little difficult in this case. So you got to know what kind of learning style suits you best. And time is money, and time is a precious resource as well. So don't forget the opportunity cost of actually going into a program and actually transitioning a lot easier. But I would also agree there are very successful examples of people who have made that transition without going into a bootcamp, without going into a program, right? And just started self-learning and through articles, and that works for them, but it doesn't work for everyone in this case. So I implore you to consider these questions. And the most important question is, of course, to understand what kind of learner you are, because that will actually serve you very well for the rest of your life. So that's it for coaching question of the month. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to drop them below and I'll try my best to answer them. Otherwise, thank you for staying tuned. And then join me next month for another session of coaching question of the month. We do have new programs in our school, so if you're interested, feel free to check out curiouscore.com. We're running a few more short courses on Agile as well as in product management. Really glad to be doing this with you. We're growing here in Singapore and we accept students all around the region. So happy to take you in if you're in within the same time zone. All right, and I'll see you around. Daylon signing off as the founder of Curious Core. I'll see you around. Take care and have a good weekend.